Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 10. This is a super exciting week because you will be getting to start to work in Photoshop, which is kind of one of those cool programs. You're going to be a part of the Photoshop Club, which is excellent, and hopefully will get you started down the road of working in Photoshop a lot and really enjoying it. If you have never tried it before, it's probably going to blow your mind, some of the things that you'll be able to do. And if you've played around with Photoshop like many of us have, hopefully this will be a good opportunity for you to use it in a way that will help you see how you could use it for your future career. So today I decided to do a short video for you for week 10, hopefully answer some of your questions up front and make sure we fix some of the continuing little omissions that I'm seeing in your submissions that are costing at least some of you points on a recurring basis, as well as go over the assignments for the week. So that is my goal for this hopefully short little video that should help you out. So first of all, I just wanted to start with a short thought, and this is actually a thought that I have hanging on my fridge every day, and it is something that I memorized when I was in Young Women's. It's a poem by Emily Dickinson, and it says, "They might not need me, but they might. I'll let my head hang just in sight. A smile as small as mine might be, precisely their necessity." And I love that because it reminds us that sometimes the best gift that we can give someone is just a smile. It's encouragement. It's a friendly word. And as a devotional for BYU Idaho a few weeks ago, I think one of the assignments they had us do before the devotional was to say hello to every person you saw. And if you are a shy person, that might be hard for you, but you can definitely give a smile. And I think that helps us remember that the people that we see and interact with are our brothers and sisters, people who need some encouragement. And it puts us in a better mood too when people smile back. So that is my thought for this week. I hope you have a wonderful smile-filled week. And now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go over the assignments for the week. All right. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about week 10. It is our creative ad week, so you will be working in Photoshop like I just mentioned. Here is the week layout in iLearn. I want to let you know that there actually will be some videos here under the helpful videos. We only have 2 so far, but we will be adding more. I just made one on using the invert tool in Photoshop, and the other COM 130 teachers are making additional videos as well. So these are going to kind of help you out as you are working in Photoshop this week and next week, because this is your draft week, and then next week you'll be finalizing your project, okay? Here is a worksheet to get you oriented, moving around, understanding how Photoshop works, and your submission like normal. I do want to point out something that some of you have been missing sometimes when you're turning in your submissions. And let's see, it might be, okay, so there's the activity instructions. Okay, so it says save your worksheet as a PDF and submit your PDF in iLearn right here. Okay, I am sometimes getting Illustrator documents, Photoshop documents, etc. It takes a really long time for me to download those and to grade them when I have to do them for each student. So please make sure you're submitting a PDF. That will make my life so much easier. Okay, thank you for doing that. The next part is you're going to be getting started on your creative ad. This is a really fun, extremely helpful assignment that if you are looking toward a career marketing, even web design, communication, business, any of those fields, this can be extremely helpful. So here is a draft report like normal. Once again, do not submit it as a Word document, submit it as a PDF. All right, and then you will be starting your draft design. So here are the requirements for the design. You will save your draft as a JPEG and a PDF. Like normal, your JPEG is posted to Facebook, your draft report PDF, and your design draft PDF will be submitted in iLearn. What is the difference between these two things that have kind of similar names? Well, this one is a report, right? Found right here, this. So that's the first thing you're going to submit. The design draft PDF is your actual draft of your project that you're working on, that you're receiving critiques on on Facebook. Okay, so you need to submit these two things, your report and your design draft, which is your actual assignment, wherever to whatever point you have it when this assignment is due, saved as a PDF. Okay, so I've been missing those. The other thing that sometimes I miss is people don't upload your link to your blog in your iLearn submission. Now that does not apply this week because this week is a draft week, but next week, week 11, when you turn in your final creative draft, creative ad draft, please include a link to your blog in the submission right here, not just on Facebook. You can post it on Facebook, but your blog link needs to be included in your submission here. So that's another thing a few of you have been missing. Okay, so let's jump back to week 10. We finish our creative ad draft and submit it here at the end of the week. Next week, we're going to follow the same pattern with our projects, and we'll be receiving critiques on Facebook, making changes, and then submitting our final ad. So here's a few suggestions for this assignment. You can see this is an example of something that an ad could look like. Now, I want to point out, I will be grading you on rules of design on this assignment. So here we have some nice alignment. Look at all this white space. Now, this white space is created because the image that was selected has some white space built into it. So when you're selecting an image, make sure that it has room for you to write your messaging. All right, you don't want to have something that's a super busy image because then you're going to have a very difficult time getting your message, promoting your product within the page. All right, so that's important when you get to the point when you're selecting your image. And the degree to which your image works for you will largely influence how easy or how difficult of a time you have when you're working in Photoshop. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, oh, this is the Photoshop worksheet. Let's look at the requirements for the creative ad draft. Okay, and I want to remind you that your assignment needs to include these minimum expectations. Okay, so here's an example of an ad. You can look at this larger in your own time. So use the generator below. Remember, you're not selecting your own ad. You're going to click here, and if this was my assignment, I would be creating a calendar for 25 to 34-year-olds who are in a relationship and like to read magazines and are highly educated. Okay, so maybe I would have a calendar and it would include couples, images of couples doing fun things as they continue to receive education in the real world or something. And it would be a magazine spread. Okay, so that is where I need to see you integrating all these things together. I don't want you to look at this and only pay attention to calendar and make a calendar of puppies, because that's not going to appeal to your, well, might appeal to, it appeals to me. I mean, I like puppies, but you want to kind of take cues from these additional things that got filled out here. So highly educated person who's in a relationship, who has a good income and likes to be on social media and read magazines. So that then would lead you to say, okay, maybe I would actually do a calendar of really interesting literary quotations between people who were in relationships in history or something. Okay, I want to see some thought put into this beyond just what the product is. And you will explain your reasoning when you write about it on your blog post. All right. So that's kind of how this is critically important. And then you will go through and you will make sure you have a company logo, 2 images blended, symbolic visual communication, avoid literal. Okay, so maybe you wouldn't say like, buy this calendar right now, 20 exclamation points. You would say, and it's actual visual communication, so not literal, not written. for this assignment, for this portion. And then you would have your written content, like your headline, your body copy. Oh, here's your call to action. So this is actually where you could have buy this calendar, but you would probably say available for purchase at your local Barnes & Noble. Okay, and then 2 of the following mediums will be used to execute your design. You'll go through and you will make sure that if you have, you know, it said that it was on social media, so you could select this one, or you could select this one, or you could select the magazine ad. Okay, so you need to select 2 of those in the same design in 2 different sizes. So pretty much your same design, but one formatted for magazine and one formatted for Facebook, for example. All right, so that's the assignment specifications for this design. You will continue to work on this next week until you have it perfected. I do want to remind you of a few resources. The first is if you just search for open source images, you'll have a whole host of places where you can go to receive images that will help you on this assignment, like Pixabay, Creative Commons. Let's see, Pexels is one that I see a lot of. You can also do Free Pick, P-I-K. I'll show you that one. I use that one a lot. Okay, this is kind of cool because it has vectors on it as well. So you would just do a search, make sure you're on the stock photos when you choose to do it. But you can search for vectors, icons, and Photoshop documents as well. Okay, so that's a handy resource. You would want to select something like this for your advertisement background. Probably not something like this, okay, because then it's going to be difficult to get your writing on unless you are merging this with another image that is a more simple background. So just kind of note what will work easiest for you when you're selecting your images. And then of course, dafont.com. Would love to see some variety with the font selection beyond those tried and true go-to ones that are just default in Photoshop. All right, so that's pretty much it for your assignments. We'll just be familiarizing ourselves with Photoshop this week and getting started on our creative ad draft. Back to me. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great week. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you're on campus, hit up Spory 107 or you know, get in touch with a tutor if you need some additional help. It's an exciting week for me because I'm going to be on campus at BYU Idaho for an online learning conference. So I might see you walking around. If you see me and I'm walking around, say hi, because I don't get to see your faces all the time, but you just got to see mine. So you might recognize me. Anyway, if you're on campus, say hi. I hope you have a great week. Photoshop is awesome. And get in touch if you have any problems or issues. All right, bye.